Welcome to MyFootballNow. So here is a page of a league that you are considering joining, and we're going to talk in this video about the things to look for when you want to join a league and how to actually do it. So as you can see, on the home page of the league, we have the standings over here. It shows every team and who their owner is, and as you can see, we have 3 teams in this league. Yep, looks like it's just 3 teams that are available right now. And I'm considering becoming the owner of Miami. So let's take a look and see what happens when we click on the Become Owner button. As you can see, it tells us that what's going to happen. It says we're going to be debited 5 credits if we join the team now. You can join 1 team for free each day. If you want to join more than 1 team, you do have to purchase credits, but there's no reason to purchase credits if you don't want to. You can play as long as you like for free. You just need to wait, and you can only join 1 team per day. We also have information about the roster, how much room there is in the cap, how much dead cap there is next year. Looks like Miami's in really good shape for next year, and how many draft picks they have. This is important information to consider. But if you really want to do your due diligence, you really need to look deeper into this team. So I'm going to do that right now. Let's go click on the Miami team. Let's jump up here to Kansas City. Let's say, you know what, I want to try Kansas City. I'm going to look more closely at this team. So right here, this is the team page, and we can click on the Future Draft Picks button here, and we can see exactly the state of the draft picks. That's important to know. Some teams may have traded away their draft picks. Some teams may have a lot of draft picks. So this is something to consider as you are choosing your team. Another thing to consider is to look at these numbers here. The total cap, dead cap, room under the cap, cap used next year, and dead cap next year. The dead cap is basically money that you've lost or that the team has lost because they had signed a player to a bonus and either traded him or cut him or he retired, and that falls into dead cap. We'll get into more in another video about what goes into dead cap, but this is the dead cap for the current season, and this is the dead cap for the next season. Be sure you look at this dead cap for next year number, because if this is high, and especially if this is high and the players under contract is low, you may run into some challenges signing players. That's not necessarily a problem, but it's something to be aware of, and especially if you're starting out and doing some of your newer teams and you just want to get involved, get into the team, get into the league, you might want to steer clear of ones that have high dead cap, and then take on one of those teams maybe later when you get a little more experience and want a little bit more of a challenge. So down here we see the roster. Really simply, we've got the name, position, experience, height, weight, health. Volatility is an important attribute that we'll get into in another video, but basically the higher the volatility, the more likely this future value here is not accurate. So for example, this player, Dale Coffey, our quarterback, he has a current value of 71 and a future value of 84, but he has a high volatility of 70, which means this 84 could go up and it could go down. If this was 100, this 84 most likely will go up significantly or go down significantly. If this volatility was near 0, this 84 can be highly counted on. So that's what the volatility number means. I'm going to sort this by future value, and we're going to see some of the best players on this team. As you can see, we've got some 90 rated players up here. We've got some 80 rated players. One thing to pay attention to is the experience of your high rated players. If he's in his 4th year here, Joseph Smith is in his 4th year, as you can see. He's got a future value of 96, and he's going to probably be a staple on this team for a long time, as long as we have enough cap room to keep him around. The center here, he's got a 95 future and a very low volatility, so he's going to definitely be an anchor on our line for a long time. He's a rookie now. We've got a kicker here that's a 92 rated kicker, but he's in his 11th year, so he's probably not going to retire too soon, because kickers do stick around for a while. But it's just something to consider. And so let's look at, as we look at each one of these players, we get a kind of an idea. If we want to dig even deeper into players, we can click on the player name and open up their player card, and as you can see, we've got all kinds of information. We're going to cover this in another video. So let's say, all right, I've looked at this and I'm really happy about what I see, and I think I want to become the owner of Kansas City. So I'm going to click on Become Owner, and it's going to tell me this dialogue again that we saw in the first, and this time I'm going to say, yes, I am ready to become the owner. And there we go. So now I am the owner of Kansas City. And it immediately tells me a little bit of information here that I need to scout my next appointment. It tells me the game results are hidden. We can turn them on. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. There we go. So we are now the owner of Kansas City. And in the next video, we're going to talk about how to look at your roster and do things with that.